Hi, my name's Dave Ward, and I want to take a minute and welcome you to our P90X Challenge video series. I want to start this by talking a little bit about what you're going to see here on this page. What happened was in January of 2013, we had a lot of people taking the P90X Challenge. And they were all asking me questions about what's going to happen on week 2, what's going to happen on week 3, week 4. So what I decided to do was simplify things and simply create a series of videos, which I put together in a bunch of blog posts, that would give you a preview of every single week. In other words, you're going to be watching the video before you start the week so that you know what to expect and you can maybe make some small changes that are going to end up getting you big results over the long haul. So that's what we've got here on this page. I just took all those blog posts, put them all together on one page that you can have access to in one simple place. So my first tip is bookmark this page so that you can come back to it. You know, if you're at week 6, you don't want to be looking around for where's that video about week 6. Just go to the bookmark, come right back, watch the week 6 video, and then go press play on your P90X DVD. Okay, a little bit about me, just so you have an idea of who I am. As you can see from the videos below, I've cut my hair, first of all. So I have shorter hair now than I had in the videos. I'm a 41-year-old retired lawyer. I practiced law for about 10 years. Wasn't really in love with it. You know, it was something that I did for a paycheck. And I got an opportunity to work with Beachbody simply really by taking the P90X Challenge. That's really what happened for me. I didn't really know anything about health or fitness. I went through, I did P90X. I learned how to eat. I learned how to train. And I kept learning those things. And since then, I've done P90X multiple times, but I've also done a lot of Beachbody's other products that you may have heard of, like Insanity, a Les Mills pump. I'm currently doing the Body Beast workouts, trying to get a little bit bigger. Spent a couple of years doing endurance sports, did triathlon, was cycling, a little bit of running, although I have to admit I'm not the biggest fan of running. So I've done that type of stuff as well. And I guess my point in telling you all that is that I'm really somebody who is a lifetime learner when it comes to health and fitness. And my real passion is helping people achieve their health and fitness goals. And I think one of the reasons that I have done so many of these different things, A, I really want to do them for me, but B, it's so that I can be a better servant to you guys. And I can give you more insight on what it is that it's going to take to accomplish your goals. I'm also a P90X certified trainer. I did P90X certification in April of 2012 with, I think, the second class that went through. A really, really incredible experience. Gave me, again, another level of insight into this program and the complexities of it. And I think what you'll see through the video series is what I'm really trying to do is just simplify everything for you. And instead of trying to look at, oh my gosh, this is 90 days, let's start to look at it in phases, right? These three phases that P90X has. And even let's start to look at it at weeks. And I think it's just a lot easier to digest when you just start with, what do I have to do this week? And so that's really what I'm going to focus on throughout this series, is just giving you simple things to think about every single week. Here's what this week is all about. Here's what we're trying to accomplish. Here are the different little nuances about the program that you might be aware of. As we start to get through and deeper in the series, I'll start to talk about some of the more advanced concepts. Okay, I'm going to keep it simple in the beginning. As we get towards the middle end of phase 2, I'm going to start talking about some of the more complex concepts. And the reason I do that is so that you can take this information and move it forward. P90X is not a beginning and an end. It's a starting point is what it is. I always like to think of it as Fitness 101. You're going to learn how to eat. You're going to learn how to train. But if you just do P90X for 90 days and then walk away and start eating the way that maybe you used to eat, or eating poorly, and you stop working out, you're not going to maintain the same results. However, if you take the concepts from P90X, whether you decide you want to do P90X in the future or something else, if you take the concepts and the things you learn doing P90X and hopefully working with us, you'll be able to get the most out of this experience and take it forward forever, which is really what I want for you guys to accomplish. So I'd also suggest that you take a little bit of a look at our information about our free coaching program. We do offer free coaching. A lot of people wonder, how does that work? There's a link right below this video on our page where you can go and you can get information about that. We have a lot of resources like this P90X Nutrition or P90X Challenge Guide that help people get great results. One of the key things we focus on is nutrition. we have a whole nother page, which you'll have a link to as well, that talks specifically about the P90X nutrition guide. I think that can be one of the most overwhelming pieces of this whole puzzle, and it's something that we've taken a lot of time to try to, again, break down. Let's look at it from a very simple perspective. It really isn't rocket science. Eating healthy is actually very easy, and it's also very inexpensive when you start making your own meals. And trust me, I say this as somebody who absolutely had no ability to cook. My kids just said this to me the other night after I had made what was, I think, a pretty good meal. They said, Dad, you know, before you started P90X, all you knew how to cook was pancakes. And that was literally like pour stuff into a bowl, add some milk and an egg, and stir it up and heat it. I mean, you know, it's not very hard. But I've learned how to cook, and I've learned how to provide for myself, essentially. And, you know, I think that those are a lot of the things that we're going to focus on. So big picture here, what I'm trying to do is empower you guys. I want you to take this information away and really go run with it and make the big change in your life so that it isn't about 90 days, it's about the rest of your life. All right, guys, again, bookmark this page. Start with video 1 if you're on week 1. If you've caught us in the middle, catch up with the other videos. I think there's good information in all those, and then start on your week, and then come back before the next week, and let's get it going. All right, also, don't hesitate to contact me. There's a contact form all the way down at the bottom of this. You can also get me at info@thefitclubnetwork.com. All right, guys, bye.